Mr. Scott, thank you for being here. Thank you for your willingness to serve this country. Your background is incredibly impressive. I think we add you to the long line of incredibly qualified nominees from President Trump, and I'm hoping we get all of you confirmed quickly, efficiently, so you can get to work. And there is a lot of work to be done.
Indeed.
I will say, as a newbie here in Washington, D.C., this place actually fascinates me. It's really unbelievable. 5 years ago, if you made $60,000+ in this country, you could afford a home. Today, it's more than twice that. And you look at if you had supply and demand for dummies, you would open up page 1 and say, well, if you add 12 million illegals into a country in a period of time that require housing, perhaps housing prices will go up, and yet there's incredible denial about that fact. How do you think illegal migration, which has been completely insane over the last 4 years, has played into housing affordability?
Well, thank you, Senator Moreno, and congratulations to you. It's great to spend time with you. In the HUD report that came out on December 27th, it noted that illegal migration or illegal immigration has caused a lot of the homelessness in our country. When you have 12 to 20 million people coming across illegally to our country, it's going to be a great burden on the economy, on housing, on homelessness, on health in our country. And so, as the report said, it is a huge burden, and that's something that I think that we, as a country, as you, Congress, as the White House, have to work to eliminate so that we can take care of the American people.
Yeah, so basically the government allowed 12 million people to come into the country illegally over the last 4 years. They've unleashed fiscal stimulus unlike at any point in our history. Trillions of dollars of fiscal stimulus that led to higher interest rates. Then you look at the regulations that led to higher housing costs, and yet we convene to figure out how to lower housing costs. It is pretty remarkable process to watch as somebody who's from the outside. Is there anything else that you've seen that you'd like to do that are priorities to lower the cost of housing? Because like Senator Kim said, this is the issue I hear over and over again, whether it's that 20-something that wants to not live in their parents' basement, or the parent that does not want to have that 20-something living in their basement. They both agree, but the reality is it's really expensive to own a home in this country, very differently than when President Trump was back in the White House. Is there anything else that you think that we could be doing in that regard?
Well, you know, so far we talk about regulatory reform. We've talked about bringing down the cost of material, the cost of construction, the expansion of opportunity zones, and I think engaging the private sector and bringing the private sector in, because, you know, people that do this on a daily basis, government can be a great partner. Obviously, the government is not the only solution. So to bring the private sector in to help with these solutions, that's something that I want to do if confirmed by this committee, is listen. You know, listen to those that are in the localities, listen to those that are in the private sector that have been successful in building affordable housing, workforce housing. I think that would be a great advantage for us.
Well, thank you. And if I have one request for you. As you know, we need a lot of help in Cleveland. We have affordable housing, quote unquote, HUD subsidized housing. That I was just in a Homeland Security meeting talking about illegal migration and the need for, on the other side, they think the solution is to provide better housing to illegals at our border. There are housing projects in Cleveland that if we put illegals in those projects, we would be sanctioned by the UN for human rights violations. I would like you to see those firsthand. These are conditions that no human, let alone an American citizen, should ever be allowed to live in, and yet it's gone on. And quite frankly, as you know, a lot of people make a lot of money as a result of those kinds of conditions. I would love to have you come to Cleveland to see that firsthand.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. I yield the rest of my time to my colleague from Louisiana.